Matt Christine here, guys. I am with Fitler. We are upstairs at the Chameleon Club in Lancaster, and these guys are currently on their headline tour in support of their new album. Guys, what's going on?
Hey man, how are you?
I am great. Thanks for asking. How many people ask how I am? That's very kind of you. But so you guys just came off an awesome run with Stone Temple Pilots. Let's start with that. How was that for you guys?
It was actually really good. Our crowds commingle.
Yeah.
So it was cool. Chester did a great job as a singer. Yeah.
He did.
And I was happy and gleeful to be on stage with my friends.
Now, were they bigger venues than what you guys are
doing now?
Yeah, right now I feel like they were bigger venues, but I'm not.
Yeah, this is actually, we're doing like a club tour.
Yeah.
And it's called the Self-Inflicted Tour. It's a lot of fun. It gets
awesome.
Nice and intimate.
And you have worked with the Stone Temple Pilot guys before, so I'm sure that brought up a lot of old friendships in a way.
It was cool. I worked on a project called Army of Anyone, which was really cool, and we had a record that came out in like 2004, maybe 2006, 2007, 2006, and it was amazing working with those guys. It's a really big learning experience, and I highly recommend it to all the other lead singers out there who work with Robert Payne.
That's awesome.
It was a great time.
Now that you guys were on the road with them, is there any chance you guys might rekindle some Army of Anyone? Is that too top secret?
I don't really know. I mean, we're
You're in the thick
way
of it right now,
into the Fitler tour, and our second single's coming out. It's called Surprise, and we're right in the process right now of picking out directors and coming up with treatments for that.
That's cool.
So that's where our head's at right now. But yeah, Army of Anyone is something maybe in the future. If he does, I'll tell you what. If he does a Kill Hannah record, I'll do an Army of Anyone record.
There you go.
But I think we'd rather just keep doing what we do, which is Fitler. So.
Yeah, and you guys have been doing it a lot this year. I feel like you've been on the road almost all of 2013. At least it felt
6 months.
That way.
We've been on the road for since April. So what is that? May, June, July, August, September,
October now, I think.
Yeah, 6 months. It's been a while.
Wow.
Yeah, I've only seen my kids 16 times.
Oh, man.
16 days in this
brutal.
last 6 months. So it is brutal.
That is brutal.
I've lost half a year so far. So I'm looking forward to the end of this run. We're gonna finish this up. We're gonna go back in December, hang out. Maybe Johnny and I will write back at home, and then we're gonna go back out with some new project back in late January, early February.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. We'll be touring on this new record for a while, and it's doing well. And the response is great, and we're really excited for the new single Surprise.
Yeah,
we're really excited for it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the new record a bit. That's actually something I wanted to bring up. I don't want to say it caught me by surprise because I kind of knew what to expect with you guys. You put out top quality material, but it really surpassed expectations and really became one of the rock albums of the year, at least on our site.
Wow,
we reviewed it very highly, and it was cool that it's very different than what some people are doing in the genre, in a way.
Yeah. In the genre.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, Fitler's always been about exploring new ideas in general, but I think at a certain point during the Trouble with Angels, we kind of realized that we like the title of record / short bus era of our sound. Having said that, that's a lot of emotional styles that we have, and between Take a Picture and Hey Man, Nice Shot, you've got a massive sonic landscape. So that's kind of what we do. I think the more important thing on this record was to have just that catchability that Hey Man, Nice Shot had, or Take a Picture had, and just that when you hear it once, you walk away with something. And you're constantly singing it. That was a big deal to us on this one.
So you guys working in a lot of the new material? I don't know how long your set list is for this.
Our set's like about an hour and 20, hour 30 minutes, and
it's like 40 with Stone Temple Pilots, right?
Yeah,
Something
40
like that,
minutes with Stone Temple Pilots. So we do 5 songs from the new record.
Well, that's pretty many.
Yeah, we do quite a few. You know,
That's
Is it
good.
5 or 4? I think it's 4.
Sorry, bear with us for a second.
No, that's
Yes,
fine.
I think it's like 4 or 5. Sometimes we'll add another one.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, there'll be more as well. But
Yeah, we're gonna
I mean,
keep
this-
adding as we tour.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, you know, we do have a very large catalog. We try to play something from everything. You know.
That makes sense, of course.
Obviously, the songs for, you know, we've seen it though. Like we see the old fans and the new fans, and their reaction to the new material is great. You know, you sometimes certain bands when they play new stuff, you got the old school hardcore fans.
Yeah,
that
they
aren't-
get all offended by it and take it
they're not
personally.
into it, but that's not the case with this.
It's cool
really
that-
That's great.
It's
That's
it's
great.
wild. The young people go crazy for the new record and
that's-
and kind of catch up with us. You know, like, oh, I didn't know you guys really take a picture, guys, too.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
The younger people are all into like, what do you say? And we hate it when you get what
Great
you
track,
want.
by the way.
Thank you.
One of my favorites. But I saw you guys on the opening night of the Stone Temple Pilots tour in Bethlehem,
Right.
and
That was a
Fun show.
that
you
was a
know,
great show,
opening
but I
night,
mean,
you know, always
there was-
butterflies and such.
There was
but
a
it
lot
still,
of expectation. It seemed like for them, like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like they were like, okay, Filter's cool, we're gonna have a good time.
Yeah,
But you could sense an air.
there was a
of,
weird energy in the crowd.
yeah,
It's funny. I
like,
picked up
are
on
we
that
gonna
too.
be blown away by Chester? What's gonna happen? And then, you know, after we did the
Stage,
show, they
yeah.
really loved it. So,
Yeah, it
you
was-
know, it was cool.
It was something. You guys really were the perfect fit for that
Yeah.
run. It was a great evening of rock and roll, which needs to happen more often. I like the big venue shows. Nothing wrong with the club shows, but it's just a spectacle to go and see. I think
Yeah.
it holds like 4,000 people standing or something in that place.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just something seeing all those faces out there.
Yeah.
It kind of gives all the naysayers that say rock and roll isn't anything anymore, kind of puts
Yeah.
it right in their face and just like,
Yeah.
well, here we are, here's 4,000 people.
Yeah, I like that too. I like it all. I mean, anytime we can get in front of a great crowd, that's our thing. You know what I mean? That's what we want to do. So we love it any way we can get it. You know?
Yeah, I hear you. So what's this tour been like? I know it's a little early on, but you know, otherwise, great band. Red, also a great band.
Yeah.
And We As Human.
We As Human, I think they're on right now, yeah.
Yeah, it's
They're
been
rocking.
really cool. Like everybody's, you know, we kicked off the tour in our hometown of LA a couple
Okay.
weeks ago, and yeah, I mean we gel well with the other guys.
Yeah.
And everyone's super cool. Everyone's excited to be here. The show's been great, and yeah, I mean it's easy. It's great when you're touring. And
It's just good fun.
It is,
Because
yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
here to rock. Everybody's here to have a good
Exactly.
time. It's awesome because we're atheists and Red's Christians.
Yeah.
And
it makes an interesting crowd.
yeah, no, but it's cool because I mean, you know, I actually have just kind of, you know, I don't really say too much political stuff. I was in the beginning like saying some political stuff, but then I backed off. It was-
Yeah.
I'm like the sneaky atheist that's kind of like, and you know,
Yeah.
here's to the Big Bang.
There you go. There you go. It's just interesting to see all the fans put that aside
Yeah.
and still come together
Yeah.
for a great evening of rock.
Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
wild to see.
Yeah.
So, you guys have been in the news in the past week.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on. Saw something with you guys trying to go into a bar. What happened? You guys want to talk about that a little bit? I don't know
Yeah.
if it's too soon. I mean,
No, it's fine.
I saw it on USA Today actually.
Yeah, it was
Big
on
news.
USA Today. It's Good Morning
Yeah.
USA, all that stuff.
Today
The
Show.
Today
Today
Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically our drummer has a big, huge neck tattoo, and it's very symbolic and meaningful to him. And he was going
Most
into
tattoos are.
Yeah,
As most
as most
tattoos
are.
are.
Yeah.
and he was going into a place called It's Brothers, which is I don't want to say
restaurant slash bar.
yes,
Is it a chain?
Sports bar.
a bar and grill, and we had been there like kind of eating, you know, salads or whatever, and like I had wings, you know, we kind of munched there all day long, and then, you know, he gets done playing the show in front of a ton of people, and those people are kind of going into this place to eat, and the door guy looks at him and says, "Oh, no neck tattoos, no visible tattoos, you're gonna have to leave." And so, you know, all these people who just saw him play with Filter are just kind of looking at him like, wow, this is awkward. So our drummer came back to the bus and he's like, man, I was really hurt. I really felt bad. I went over to It's Brothers in Denver, and they kicked me out. And I said, why? He said, because the neck tattoo. And I was like, you know what? We're pretty liberal, and we're pretty like you know, I'm the guy that's always sending out the tweets about, you know, people being, you know, discriminated against in India, women, and in Afghanistan. You know, I'm always kind of sticking up for the little guy. And here's my drummer, who just brought a bunch of business to downtown, you know, Denver with his band Filter, not being able to get. And I was insulted, so I went back there with the video camera, and I knew what I was going to get. And I walked up and videotaped the guy saying, you know, he's not allowed in. I said, what? Really? We just played here, and you're not gonna let us in, or something like that. And he said no for the second time. Came out, took the camera aside to the audience, pointed at the sign, and said, "Fuck this place. It's not cool."
That's the only thing you
gave
can
it the
do.
finger, and said boycott it. And all of a sudden, it turned into a real kind of event. And you know, I just think that one writer from Denver had said that these were probably the same kind of guys that were saying get to the back of the bus, you know, 50 years ago.
It's a great way to put it, actually.
And so, you know, I was insulted, he was insulted, and now, you know, they've had to change they've had to disconnect their telephone numbers and start over, and probably, you know, they're probably starting a new Facebook page, and, you know, they're probably having to do all kinds of stuff because, you know, the tattoo community is up in arms about it.
Well, it's funny how, like, everybody, there's so many people spoke out against it in support of, you know,
obviously.
of bringing this to light. Obviously, you know, we live in an age where, you know, it's not, you know, obviously people are discriminating against them.
You know, when you see the Confederate flag, you know, with the Tea Party guy standing outside the White House with a Confederate flag, and you think to yourself, there's an African American family living in that house, and they'd be pretty offended by that.
Yeah.
You know, imagine if a Jewish president were inside that White House and someone showed up with a fucking, you know, a Nazi flag, a swastika flag, and you know, the Confederacy was all about keeping people enslaved. It wasn't a war of northern aggression, it was the war to keep people enslaved. So, you know, we've got a long way to go. And, you know, I mean, if you think it's bad in America, I mean, again, check out other places like, you know, the Mideast and even Kuwait. You know, women aren't allowed to vote. You know, Saudi Arabia, they're not allowed to drive. I mean, it's insane. You know, all the stuff that we've learned in the last, you know, not even that long. I mean, women's rights started in the 20s. I mean, women weren't allowed to vote until like the 20s of, you know, the last century. I mean, you know, people were enslaved only 150 years ago.
It's crazy to think about how.
You know, it's not that long ago, and you know, we've got a long way to go. And I think Tea Party, you know, when you see that guy, it's. I think it's very. I don't think it's too far away from the Confederacy of, you know, the Civil War. I really don't. I think they're the same kind of folks that are pissed and they don't take their guns and don't say nothing about Jesus and I think he's a Muslim. You know, I mean, that's. I don't think that those folks are too far away from what, you know, the guys wearing, you know, gray were in the Civil War. I think that it's the same. I think it's a similar. I think it's a similar bunch of people. So, you know, I get upset by stuff like that, and I reacted, and there you have it.
There you go.
But buy our record, because it loves the Tea Party.
There you go. Wow.
Our record loves anybody that wants to hear good music.
Yes. Well, thank you for explaining all that. That was good. That was great.
Yeah.
You guys really went, and you really did the right thing on it, because that, like you said, it's 2013. People need to grow up, and I mean, it might take a president with tattoos for people to fully put
let's
their
get a,
words
let's get a
behind
woman
it.
in there next, and
Yeah.
and then maybe later on we'll get an atheist in there. And we've had enough Christians, and we've had enough old white guys. It seems like. Let's have some different folks in there.
Mix it up a little.
Mix it up. Let's get a Mexican in there. Let's get some.
There you go.
Let's get some Latinos going on in there. I mean, it's
bound to happen.
the
It
world.
has to.
The world is a massive place, and
Mhm.
when you've been around it as many times as we have, and you look at the U.S. from the outside the way we have, and you realize that it's really it's a diverse, big, huge, awesome place, and we need to have it represent what the future is going to look like. And the future looks like Barack Obama. The future is going to be brown. It's going to be mixed. It's going to be mixed genetics. It's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to be different people. It's not just going to be, bunch of white folks. And I have nothing against white folks, but come on. So.
It's funny you say the future's mixed. It even looks that way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring this back into music. You look at the crowd out there. It's mixed. Everything, everywhere you go, it's mixed. But yet when you look at the representation,
When you look at Congress, when you look at the 100 guys that literally shut down our government, one fraction of a party shut our government down because Speaker Boehner didn't want to. He didn't want to lose his speakership because it would go over to Nancy Pelosi because she's the other majority leader. So here's this 80 peoples, that just decided, and most of these people don't even believe in climate change. Yeah. Most of these people are like, we need to return to our Christian values. Like what? Christian values like what? Like taking over Native American, Native American countries and killing them and calling them savages in the name of the Bible, like they did to the Native Americans.
This is
like,
well
what do you
timed,
mean? Like
just after Columbus Day.
Yeah.
Same concept.
Yeah. Hey, look, let's take this land.
This is ours now.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, but we don't like to spend a lot of time on it. A lot of our fans really love our music, and that's what we're trying.
That's
to
what it's really about. We took a little mini tour there.
Yeah.
With philosophy from Filter. That's what we'll call that.
Yeah, we're just old person common sense, as I like to call it.
Awesome.
I've been around a long enough time to know that I've
been around. You've been in multiple bands.
Great segue.
Yes.
Great segue. He's gonna go for the NIN segue. Let's see if he does it.
That's where I was gonna go. I was gonna mention it. But
I spanned Nine Inch Nails from 1989 to 1993.
Yeah.
And it was a really fun time. I had a blast. Trent's he's a really smart man. He's really
back out on the road now too.
He's back out on the road. He's got a massive, incredible show that I'd love to see one of these days. And
is that something you guys would be interested in doing, like a massive stage show, kind of like that? I don't know if that would be.
I don't know if we really.
We do it in our own way. We do it in our own way.
Yeah, I don't know if we would need as much of that.
It is all lights and.
I'm way more like a person that's in the crowd stage diving, and
you did that a couple times in the last tour I saw.
Yeah, I do it every night.
Yeah,
I do it every night, and my thing is like, I don't want to be overshadowed by something. I'm way into like crowd interaction. It's more of a Mick Jagger, Bono kind of in-your-face performance than it is the theatrics. Like great theatrical band Pink Floyd. When they were touring, I remember they had all kinds of stuff. They had an airplane that crashed into the stage.
Yeah.
They had, of course, I just saw John
Don't
Waters.
think we could fit an airplane downstairs.
Yeah. Well, it was a model. It was a model airplane, but Nonetheless, yeah.
Nonetheless, yeah.
But yeah, Trent's going for that massive kind of Pink Floyd hugeness, and I think we would have production. I think we'd bring some stuff out. I think it'd be really cool like that. But I think we would have a totally
Your
different
own
take.
twist,
on
yeah,
it.
that's cool.
Yeah, our own.
Do you jump into the crowd at all? I don't know if you partake in the
No,
festivities.
I mean, like I have, you know,
Yeah.
in you know certain shows, but for the most part, like we actually love watching Rich go out there with the crowd. It's almost like we become fans for a second.
Do you ever lose him in the crowd? Have you been?
I have lost him in the crowd.
Oh man.
Yeah,
I have lost him in the crowd.
Oh man.
There's been many a times where I'm just like so far out that like
Yeah.
you can't even. Oh, there was this one time over in, where was it? New Jersey. I went to the last row in an arena.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was in Florida.
Was that in Florida?
It was that huge arena.
We had this massive arena show with Stone Temple Pilots, and I could not believe that my mic and my headset was working because I was on the other end of the arena singing for the last row.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, you guys, I'm like, I know you didn't have to pay too much for your tickets, but that doesn't mean you can't have a great show. And I went way to the back and just screamed. Like, they were sitting right in front. They stood up as soon as they saw me, and I just sang the last song right there.
I'm sure it's on YouTube. You guys could probably try and track
I don't
that.
know.
I'd imagine something that epic has to be on.
Yeah, it was a really cool thing, and and then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna go over here and sign autographs, and like I stayed out there the entire time. It was fun.
That's
It's a really
awesome.
great time.
That's awesome. Well, guys, I guess we should probably wrap this up. Otherwise, it's getting ready.
Otherwise,
Take
it's
the
getting
stage.
ready to rock the stage.
Yes, they are.
And they're gonna do great. They're amazing.
They are.
And
They're
so is
awesome
Rad.
guys.
Get out here and see this.
Yes,
tour.
go buy the album, stream the album, don't pirate the album. Well, if you do, buy it anyway. Give them money in some form.
You know,
buy a
if
T-shirt.
you rip the record, buy a T-shirt or come. to
Yeah,
the show,
at least
but
get them some funds in some
You
way.
You gotta
kick back to these guys.
Support your artists.
Yeah.
Support your artists.
There you go. Awesome, guys.
Thanks,
Filter.
man.
Thanks again.
Appreciate you coming by.